Hi there, my name's Vince from mymatevince.com, and in this video today it's another trying to fix video, and it's another day, and it's another John Lewis DAB radio. So with this one here, it's supposed to have a 9-volt power adapter. Fortunately, it's not in the job lot, so I've just had to rig up my own. I've looked all around the house, checked every single games console I've got and stuff. I can't find a 9-volt DC jack that fits that one there. So I've just wired up my power supply here, put 9 volts into it, and as you can see, as soon as I connect it, it doesn't do a scan. Basically it says time not set, and then after about 30 seconds it sets the time, so it's definitely picking up a signal. But look, when I turn it on, it's not doing anything. So I should be able to turn it on, and then I should be able to press mode to put it into mode. I should be able to press mode to put it into DAB, but right now none of the buttons are doing absolutely anything. Now it does look pretty sticky on top, like something's been spilt on it. So it might be as simple as a bad connection. Now watch this. This thing just flicked off here because I haven't done a good job. But watch, when I connect this up here, watch this now. This is what happens. There you go. Welcome to John Lewis. Then after a little while, it will actually come up with a time. So it's definitely picking up a signal. There you go. So I'm wondering if it's just going to be faulty buttons. So let's get the camera set up overhead, get the blue mat out, take this apart, see if we can find out what's wrong with it. So if we flip it over here, you can see the screws around the back here, so let's undo them. Now with this one, it is aux in and also supposed to be Bluetooth as well. So for example, you'd be able to connect your phone up to it and then use this as a speaker. And this is supposed to be 5 watts. Bit confused what I've got a big cone in here for. Is that to somehow let some sound out of the bottom or something? Mind you, the sound's been generated here. Does air need to be going into it for whatever reason? And what is that thing there? Diner card. What's that about? Is that some sort of security thing to stop people nicking them? What's that about? A SM tag. Don't know what that is. I've never, as far as I know, I haven't seen one of them before. Right, this is actually going to be really awkward to get to because it's all kind of moulded into the wood, isn't it? This is like some sort of MDF cover here. Well, I suppose what I have to do is, let's undo the connections here because otherwise these will probably break. And I think I need to just look at the buttons because we know power's getting into it. So I suppose we'll need to look at the buttons up the top here because maybe it's as simple as the fact it's not turning on. We'll have to use the flexible thing to get to here. This flexible thing really is very handy. You only need it maybe 1 in every 20 or 30 jobs, but when you need it, it really is good because otherwise I'd have to find a really stubby screwdriver to get in here. I'm hoping now that this is just going to fall out. Is it going to come out? I suppose I have to take this top thing off the way. Here we go. Right, so that's got a little bit of tape on it, so it looks like that was possibly falling off before. And here we have it. And already I can see, if you look at the power switch there, can you see it looks different than all the others? So these are the presets. But look at that power switch, it doesn't look good, does it? So I suppose what we'll do is straight away, let's get a multimeter out, go across the contacts here and see if when we press this they are shorting together. So go to continuity. Right, so let's just go across the top two, see if that makes any difference. Okay, so they're on all the time. These ones are not, so let's press that button. No, that's not making any difference when I press that. Let's go across that one there. No, and that's on all the time anyway. So now, I'm not 100% sure if that's how you test these ones, but I'll tell you what we'll do. Why don't we go on to one of the presets, because they're all the same buttons, and if you have a look, can you see the top corner here are the ones that are all, yeah, the top corner are the ones that look different than the others. So let's go between here and here, and let's press the preset button, see if it works. There you go. So we now know that it's the top, the ones on the left hand side, and that one, but not that one. It should go between these two. Yeah. And those two there. So if we go between here and here and we press the button, then it should work, but it's not working. So what can I do now? Well, I can take this apart and try to clean it, or I can just drop a load of IPA in there and try to clean it. But I think a clever thing to do would be to move the one from preset 4 to here, because even if we repair this, how good is it going to be? Now, if preset 4 fails in the future, who really cares? You've still got preset 1, 2 and 3. If the power button fails, then nothing works, like what you see at the moment. Now, there might well be other faults on this as well, but I'm hoping it's just as simple as that. So I'm going to unsolder this and I'm going to swap it with a switch next to it, because if you look, they all look the same size and they all look like they're the same height as well. And if you have a look at the buttons on here, again, they all look to be the same. It's not exactly as if one looks different than the others. So it should be fine. In fact, I'll just push that one in now. There we go. Yeah. So they just go down on little posts down in here. Can you see? So let's do this one here. You can see it moving a little bit. Well, let's do that. So I'm going to get my solder sucker, undo this one, and swap them over, and then we can worry about cleaning it and getting it to work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of leaded solder to each of them, and then it will make them slightly easier to pull off. Actually, do you know what I should do, because it looks like water has gone up the top? Let's just quickly check the others, make sure that they are working okay. Yeah, so out of all of them, it was just a power button that got it. Because think about it, if one of the presets got it, then is it really going to be returned? You know, how many people are going to be returning something just for one of the presets not to be working? This one's been a bit stubborn, so I'm going to add some more solder to it. Hopefully now that will mix with the unleaded and it will all come off together. Okay, so that one's off. Now we've got to do the same with this one. Right, let's lift this one from here. Oops. And let's place this straight over here. Now, although it looks square, they aren't square. Can you see? They're slightly off. So I'm putting them that way. It won't matter which way around they go anyway. Let's solder this straight on now. I'll clean it all up at the very end. Right, let's just do a quick test, see if it's working. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so that's fine. So now, let's see if we can clean this up. So I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to drop it in some IPA to begin with, and give it a good swirl around, and that might well fix it. We can also put some deoxit in it as well. So IPA is isopropyl alcohol. It's 99.9% alcohol, so it's not going to cause it any damage because it's just all going to evaporate off. This stuff here. I'm going to do it deep enough to submerge it. Now, apparently you can buy these switches very cheap on eBay, but I think we can fix this one up, so there's no need to buy a new one. If we can't get it to work, what we can do is we can knock off these little corner bits and then just take the top off, and then that will expose it all. It's just when we put it back together again, we're probably going to have to add a little bit of glue because those posts will now be gone. Let's give it an initial test just to see if we're getting anywhere. Right, no, it's still not working. So we might well have to prise this one apart. I'll give it another clean for a bit. No, okay, right, we are going to have to take this one apart, so we might not actually be able to fix this one. There goes 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully now this will come off. There we go. Right, let's have a look at the inside of it, see how bad this really is. Doesn't look bad at all. Oh, under there, okay, can you see the corrosion there? Right, so... Oh, so the dome goes there. You see, that is actually clean, relatively clean. It's this that's not clean. So because it's got so corroded, this isn't making a good contact. Right, let me just wash them for a bit, and then let's concentrate on this. So I think with this now, I mean, most people would just buy a new one off eBay, but I am just going to try to fix this. Right, so you can see that's nice and shiny again. Let's just see if it's still going to be clickable. Yeah. Okay, so no, it's not just a pin at the bottom that we need to worry about. Can you see these bits of metal at the edge here? So it could be that the actual middle thing was making a contact, but if the edge bits are dirty, then this metal thing here wouldn't have been making a contact with the edges. So even if the metal was connecting, if it wasn't connecting to the edges, it's not travelling down to the pins. So I definitely have to now clean the edges here and also the edges of the disc as well. Clean enough, so I'm going to rinse it all in IPA again, and I'm going to get some deoxit now, put it back together and try to work out a way we can get this lid back on. I'm going to get a tiny little bit of deoxit and just put it a little dot in the middle here, which will hopefully go onto the sides as well. There you go, that's enough. Right, now we're going to put the disc in, and we've got to make sure it goes the right way round. So we're going to do the shiny side up. And let's see if that's still clicking. Yep. Now we're going to get the button. Put it here. And let's get the lid to go on top. Right, I'm just holding it together for the time being. Let's just see if it's going to make continuity now. Yep, there we go. Right, so I have to now work out how to get this on. because I'm impatient, I'm going to use some super glue activator to speed up the process. Well, you know, it looks a mess, but it actually feels pretty solid. So let's give it another little test. Alright, here goes. Perfect. Right, let's get that soldered back in, and we'll put it back together and see if it's working now. Right, so it's back in the board now. So now let's go to these two here, which is going to be the power switch. You can see that that's working. And now preset 4. Which is also working. Perfect. Let's get this back together. Give this a clean. Right, so most of the grime has come off that now. There's a bash in the corner here, bash here, little bash here, and also a big bash at the back. But apart from the bashes, it's come up really good, especially up here. Look how nice that looks. Right, let's plug it in. Let's see now if it does anything, and then we'll take it downstairs and I'll get it tuned into a couple of channels and make sure that the presets are working. So I have to use this to get my little lead working, but I've unplugged it from my meter, so 9 volts is not going back up into my meter. Here we go, let's give it 9 volts. Okay, so it's come on there. Let me turn off some of these lights. Right, that's set. Let's see if we can turn it on now at the top. Yes, we can. There you go, BBC 4.
The first one is the Parmesan card at the top.
Excellent.
Cucumber salad.
There we go, so that's working. So let me get some presets tuned in, bring it downstairs into a nicer environment, and let's finish off this video. I just remembered I forgot to put the phone back in, so I'll have to take it apart and put this in. There you go, back in again. There we have it, and it's all working fine. So the preset 4 is working, and all the other presets are working. FM, DAB, and also Bluetooth. Haven't checked aux, but that should be fine. And check this out, it's connected to Bluetooth at the moment. And look, Gadget UK here is doing a live stream. A4000 Super Buster removal. And if you look here, it's coming up here. Isn't that clever? I didn't realise that it would actually come up with the YouTube video as well. So if we were to play this one, it's coming out here.
It's a bit easier because one of the problems is I'm
there we go. And now if I press mode, let's put it to DAB.
Is it closer songs because you know I don't speak.
That will be number 1. Preset 2.
Breath can.
Preset 3. And 4.
Oh, it's easy
so you can see 4 is working. And if we go to FM, preset 1 and preset 4.
You go watch the video on our timelines, actually.
And then turn off. So that is it. What a nice little fix. Just a dodgy switch. So yeah, I'm looking forward to going through the rest of the DAB radios and see what the other faults are. If you enjoyed this one, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more Trying to Fix videos. Take care. Bye now.